Hello, I'm Micaela. I just wanted to interview you about Japanese cultures and traditions.
Konnichiwa, my name is Kaito Takahashi. Sure, you can interview me.
In Japan, as you have seen, in the traditional form of greeting is the bow. It's comparable to other countries' handshake.
Hi, that's right. Formalities are important too. In Japanese cultures, how you address others' age, gender, and relationship is a sign of respect and reverence in our country. We usually add san or sama after a person's last name.
Where do you think Japan adapted most of their cultures and traditions?
Much of the culture of Japan has been adapted from that of China, although it has been greatly influenced by Western countries over the past century.
I heard that your religion has a great impact on Japanese garden like this. Is it true?
Gardens in Japan were created as religious representation of our two religions, Shintoism and Buddhism. It is believed that every little thing in nature, for example, trees, rocks, flowers, animals, and even sound, contain kami or gods.
Japanese traditional architecture is also deeply influenced by these religions. Am I correct?
Yes, you're right.
You also have Japanese tea ceremony. What is the significance of this ceremony in your country?
Japanese tea ceremony represents harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility, which we must embrace in order to achieve the main purpose of the tea ceremony. This event is unique as every process from the tea, equipment, preparation, until the tea is drunk has a distinctive technique.
Can you also share us some of the most important table etiquette in Japan?
Before entering someone else's home, and occasionally in some restaurant in Japan, you have to take off your shoes first and leave it at in the doorway. It is traditional for Japanese to say, "Itadakimasu," meaning, "I humbly receive or let's eat," before a meal, and "Goshison sama deshita" after a meal.
I usually hear Japanese people making some slurping noises while eating noodles such as ramen. Do you find it impolite?
No, not at all. In Japan, slurping is a sign that you're enjoying your food and that is a taste good.
Japan is known for using chopsticks when eating. Is there an etiquette on this too?
It is fundamental not to directly pass food from your chopsticks to somebody else's chopsticks, or vice versa. It's also important not to vertically stick chopsticks into food, especially into a bowl of rice, as this is associated with funeral traditions. Additionally, it is not polite to wave your chopsticks above food, dishes, or to use your chopsticks to point at somebody. Two people should never pick up some same food with their chopsticks. For example, if someone is struggling to pick something up, you can help them.
Thanks for that wonderful information. I would also like to ask, why do Japanese people don't give tips?
Tipping is not customary in Japan. In fact, it can be considered rude insult in many situations.
Oh, I see. Can you tell me more about Japanese cuisine?
Traditional Japanese meals is very similar to Chinese, with cooked rice, pickle, vegetable, fish, and meat being staple choices. However, compared to other Asian countries, Japanese are primarily fish eaters. The most well-known Japanese dish is probably sushi and sashimi.
Wow, I'm feeling hungry right now. Any common practice you do during this holiday?
We clean our houses after we decorate it with straw ropes and pine both that is burnt in ceremonial bonfire at the end of the New Year celebration.
How about gift giving? Is it also a conventional part of Japanese culture? What can you say about this?
Gift giving in Japan is deeply rooted in tradition with gifts, given not only for social occasions but also for social obligations. Gifts given when indebted to others, both family and business. The emphasis is on the act of giving rather than the gift itself. The value of the gift is of less importance than the presentation and thoughtfulness in which it is represented. When handing over the present, both the gift giver and recipient use both hands.
Why are gifts in set of four usually avoided in Japan?
Because in Japanese superstition, 4 is an unlucky number. To clarify, the Japanese word for 4 is pronounced the same as the word death.
I read that kimono is the traditional clothing of Japanese, but it is rarely seen nowadays. I'm glad you're wearing one today.
Japanese in modern day only wore traditional clothing on ceremonial occasions and events such as wedding, festival, tea ceremonies, and funeral.
I believe sports also play a significant role in Japanese culture. Can you tell me something about this?
Sumo, judo, and karate are traditional Japanese sports, but sumo is considered as a national sport. It is primarily practiced only in Japan.
I would mention famous words related to Japan's other traditional culture. Kindly give me a brief description. Okay, let's start. Geisha.
The geisha are considered living custodians of Japanese culture, and one of the known symbols of Japan. In essence, they are performing artists adept at playing a range of musical instruments, traditional dance, and mannered conversation.
Origami.
Origami is the art of folding paper, often associated with Japanese culture.
Ikebana.
Ikebana is the art of Japanese flower arrangement.
Kabuki.
Kabuki is a traditional Japanese popular drama with singing and dancing performed in highly stylized manner.
Tatami.
Tatami are traditional soft and floors that are found in Japanese house, temples, shrines, and businesses such as ryokan.
It's a country with a rich and interesting history which has given the Japanese people to this day a strong sense of tradition with their culture. Arigato gozaimasu, Mr. Takashi. I really learned a lot from this mock interview.
Thank you, Ms. Micaela.